In this video, I'm going to share with you the best camera ever. And later, or at some point in this video, I'm going to showcase what really is the best camera for you as well. So stick around for this awesome video where I share with you my favorite camera and the best camera for you. So without further ado, let's continue this awesome video and express to you why I love this camera. Now this is actually the Canon M50. This is actually the Mark 1 of the two. I have both. Just because it's good to have two decent cameras. And some of the things you want to think about when you're getting any camera, so you know, if you're thinking in the sense of photography, you want a good lens. If you're doing video, you want a good lens. But what I like about this camera, it does come with a really nice kit lens, 15 to 45mm, which is a really nice range when you're filming. And I love the 15 part of it because it gives a really nice wide angle shot, especially if you're filming indoors or in a small space like I am here in the studio, or if you don't have the biggest house in the world. So I absolutely love this lens, and it's really good, especially in low light and stuff like that. And it just gives a really nice feel to the video, and you don't have to do much in post either. So when you edit in, you don't really, as long as you've got good lighting. I tend to use just a floodlight and maybe a second light sometimes. Today I'm just literally using a floodlight, and I've got like a little spotlight in the background, and it just produces a really nice video. And you can see actually what it's producing now because I'm using my Mark II to film this video. And so when you're thinking about what camera you want, those are the types of things you want to start to think about. Now for me, now for some of you out there, you might go, oh, I want this, I want that, I want to spend £2 on a camera. And why I still love the M50, I've been using the M50 now for, must be about 3 or 4 years. And I've filmed most of my videos with this camera. This particular camera actually was my workhorse for the channel for a long time, for a good 3 years, until I got a Mark II not that long ago. And you're probably thinking, Dave, for those of you that watch my recent videos, you probably know I've got the R50, which is the replacement to the M50, and that's literally over there, and I'm talking loads about that. But in this video, I just wanted to express to you the best camera for you. And why I like this, because it's been replaced, it means you can get a really good deal. So there's going to be links to that in the description, so go and check it out after this video. And the types of things you want to think about then, especially if you're doing videos. So you want a touch screen, a flip touch screen, which is really handy, which this camera has. It turns all the way around, which is really, really cool. And what I like about it is, you know, it has a microphone jack, so it means you can attach a microphone to it. One little power tip is turn the screen first, then attach the microphone, because otherwise you don't want to break the microphone cable, because that would be annoying, or you might break the camera by accident. Just have a viewfinder, which is really cool for those of you that want to do old school photography. I personally just use a touchscreen. I don't know why, I just do. I just find it easier. I come from a background when I used to use camcorders and digital cameras sort of, you know, 15, 20 years ago. Wow, that makes me feel old. But, you know, because of that, I just like cameras that point and shoot. And that's another reason why I love these cameras. These mirrorless cameras are really good, and the video they produce looks so professional, and you don't have to do much. If you don't have any light, you can just record near a window. And even the kit lens will produce really nice lighting. But obviously down the road, I'd recommend at least one floodlight. You can get one for like 50, 60 pounds or dollars, which is not a lot, not in this day and age. But obviously I'll definitely recommend a tripod, a spare battery. What SD card would I recommend? Probably something like a 32 Extreme SD card, or a 64, depending on how much video and photography. I still use 32 gig just because I don't like all the video in one spot, and I just find, you know, otherwise you just end up clogging up lots of video, and you know, once it's on the computer, I'm happy with it anyway. Really cool thing about this camera then, it has really nice features on it. You can have just go into auto mode and off you go, and it'll do all the heavy lifting for you. You can obviously press record, it'll go into record mode. Now obviously they do have a slight crop, which just means when you press record it just crops it slightly, but because of the 15mm it's not too bad, to be fair, and it's been perfectly fine for me for the last 3 or 4 years. Obviously you can put it in video mode so you can see exactly what you're going to film, which is really cool. And obviously you do have manual mode. You can play around with shutter speed and ISO. With my other camera about a year ago, I took a really cool picture of the moon. You might have seen my video on that. But some cool things then. Let's just have a look at the, I know some of you like the sensor. Now, sadly, these cameras, let's try and get that, there you go. You can see the sensor. They only made so many lenses for this camera, and you had to get an adapter if you wanted like an older lens or a bigger lens and that sort of thing. But you can get a 75 to 200mm. I'm pretty sure you can get a pancake lens, you can get a Sigma lens for this camera. So that, you know, there's lots of cool features, lots of, you know, choices for you, lenses down the road. But to be fair, I keep talking about getting different lenses, but I've literally, honestly, I've literally used the same kit lens for all my thumbnails, all my video, and I've got the same lens as this on my Mark II, and I've also got the same lens on my M100, which I use to do all the thumbnails, which I'll probably do the same again today. So yeah, what do you want? You want a nice kit lens, which this comes with, flip screen, viewfinder, easy to record button, put it into video mode. It records in both HD and 4K. I just want to say, if you're getting value so far from the video, I'm Dave from TVR Creators, and I make weekly content on the best cameras for creators and hobbyists. So if that sounds interesting to you, subscribe now. I just love this camera. Now, for those of you that have seen a lot of my videos, you've probably seen lots of videos I do about this camera. But what I like about it, it's small, it's agile, easy to use. It has a microphone jack, flip screen, records in HD, 4K. I still use HD just because it's easier to render and quicker to download and stuff. And it's perfectly fine for what I do. It's obviously, you can connect it wirelessly to your phone if you want, so you can, you know, upload photos and stuff to social if you want to. It does have a nice little flash, and when you're taking your photos, those darker spots. And obviously, I've produced some really nice photos with this camera. And as you've probably seen, the video you're seeing today is pretty much what you produce with any of these. But something I really want to highlight is something I do with computers, I'm doing with cameras. You know, if you can get a model that's technically being replaced, you can save yourself a couple £100 or dollars. So, you know, that's a really good thing to think about. And in a nice possible way, quite often, they're only a little bit less good than the one that's replaced them. So, I'll be brutally honest, I haven't noticed a massive difference between the M50 and the Mark II, for example. Apart from you got a clean HDMI for streaming. That's something to sort of bear in mind, which the M50 doesn't have. But in a moment, don't go anywhere, because I'm going to share with you the best camera for you. Like, literally the best camera. I've seen this on different groups on social and on YouTube, and I'm going to be brutally honest, what really is the best camera for you. But I love this camera. If you're getting value from the content, or you've been watching for a few weeks now, or you're just really enjoying this video, feel free to go into the links after this video and buy us a coffee, which really will support the channel and everything we do here. If you have any questions about this camera or any camera, I'll do my best to answer them in the comments below. And I just want to say, the best camera for you, I haven't got it here actually because I've left it in the other room, but it's the camera you already have. Ooh, shocker. I know that probably sounds really obvious, but honestly, the best camera, I've been asked it personally, I've seen other people ask it, it's your phone, it's the camera you've already got. Because if you think about it, you know how to use that camera, you've used it already, and you know, just because you spend lots of money on a new camera doesn't necessarily mean you're suddenly going to have way better photos or way better video. I'll be brutally honest, I'm much better video than I am photography, I personally feel. You might be vice versa, or you might be equal, but honestly, the best camera for you is what you have already. But if you really are looking for something that's just doesn't cost the earth, you can get one of these now for about $400 or $500. You can probably get a second-hand one for maybe a little bit less. When you think like its replacement is like $600, $700, $800. Obviously, you can spend thousands on a camera and you're not necessarily going to get any better results unless you really know what you're doing. So honestly, I would recommend the camera you got, but if you really want something different, check out the M50. Or if you really want something even better, check out the R50. I absolutely love this camera, to be honest. I'm going to talk about loads more about this, and there will be go and check out the channel because I've got loads of videos about this camera. So I really hope that this has gave you a bit of sort of, you know, clarification, maybe sort of helped you out, you know, what really is the best camera. And yeah, so I hope that has answered your question. And in a moment, don't go anywhere, because in a moment I'm going to leave you 2 end cards that you can probably see floating around the screen as I'm talking now, and they're going to bring you even more value. Thank you so much for watching, and you know what, hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Why? Because you guys rock.